Let's hear what Pierre Poilievre said yesterday, because here's a guy, like I say, I'm not in the pocket for Pierre. He's going to be the next prime minister. God help us if Canadians actually think Mark Carney can do the job.
To President Trump is this: Canada will never be the 51st state. And not only that, the free ride is over. The era.
All right. Does that sound to you like somebody who's seeking the endorsement of Donald Trump? No, not at all.
Of liberal tax increases and anti-development policies that have driven $500 billion of our money south of the border is over. I will be cutting taxes, removing red tape, and unleashing free enterprise to bring home hundreds of billions of dollars of production and paychecks to this country.
Do you notice a difference here? This Mark Carney can't even tell you what his plan is. Can't tell you how he's going to cut taxes. Can't tell you what he's going to do with the carbon tax. Can't tell you what he's going to do about the economy, except he's really, he's an expert on it. And he says it in such a way that it's putting me to sleep. This Pierre Poilievre being quite forceful in enunciating and articulating actual policies. He's not hinting at things here. He's telling you what he plans to do.
Will be a fierce free enterprise economy that delivers powerful paychecks to our people, that will allow anyone from anywhere to achieve anything, that guarantees that hard work gets you a powerful paycheck that buys affordable food and homes in safe neighborhoods. That is how we bring it home for Canada.
All right, so Poilievre was at Delta yesterday to talk about the capital gains tax. Yeah, and Pierre Poilievre knows we have to get rid of the capital gains tax because it's not hurting rich people, it's hurting middle class people. Justin Trudeau knew that too. Chrystia Freeland knew that too, and she defended that capital gains tax fiercely. Poilievre wants to cut it, axe it, along with the carbon tax.
Well, first of all, I think that the first thing that President Trump should do when he gets into the Oval Office is to send a big bouquet of flowers to the Liberal government in Ottawa. By blocking pipelines and LNG plants in Canada, the Liberals have forced Canadians to sell almost all of our energy to the United States, giving President Trump massive leverage in making these tariff threats. Had they allowed the Energy East and Northern Gateway pipelines to go ahead, had they rapidly approved LNG plants to sell the natural gas that Japan, Greece, Germany, and other countries were looking for us to sell them directly, we wouldn't have to give 100%, almost 100% of our hydrocarbons to the Americans at discount prices. And
do you see what he's saying here? And this is extremely profound, because what Canada has been doing for years, and Trudeau accelerated the process, is to give our raw resources away and get back the products. And that includes giving the United States at discount prices our crude petroleum, and we buy it back as refined gasoline for your cars. Now that is what Trudeau has continued. And because, you remember, Germany wanted to buy our liquid natural gas, Trudeau said, no, there's no business plan here. You lost billions, tens of billions of dollars on contract. And because this Liberal government kept canceling pipelines, we can't send our oil and liquid natural gas anywhere else but the United States. So that's who's put us in this dilemma. Poilievre realizes this. That this is, and I love the way he characterizes this situation of giving the Americans our crude at discount prices and then buying it back at inflated prices.
You wouldn't have had to ask me that question, because I would have answered in that scenario. I would have answered, we'll go around the Americans. We'll sell our energy directly. But that's something that the Liberals would not let us do. Freeland supported killing the Energy East pipeline, which would have moved 1 million barrels of Western oil to the St. John refinery and off to Europe, by the way, which would have helped defund Putin. Carney testified in the industry committee that he was against the Northern Gateway pipeline to take Canadian oil to Asia without going through the United States. By the way, while his company buys pipelines in the Middle East and in Brazil. How unpatriotic is that? So, frankly, the Liberals have got us in this mess by making us beholden to the Americans and giving them, the Americans, our energy at massive price discounts, selling our oil for $15 typically below the market rate, and selling them natural gas for $4 per million metric British thermal units when they're going for $13 in Europe. That is economic sadomasochism, and I will put an end to it. When I'm Prime Minister, we will repeal the anti-energy law C-69. We will rapidly approve LNG plants and any other private sector unsubsidized investments to expand our ability to sell our energy without going through the Americans, and I will unite our people. We see right now that not only have the Liberals weakened our economy, now they're resorting to dividing our people, divide and conquer. Right when the president is threatening us with tariffs, what is the first thing the Liberal Party of Freeland and Carney think to do? Divide Canadians, divide our provinces. We don't need to be divided. We need to be united. All provinces, all Canadians. Let's put Canada first. Thank you.
Yeah, that was exactly what I wanted to hear yesterday. Because Trudeau continues to want to divide the country by threatening to embargo Alberta oil. He knows what the response is going to be. No, you're not getting your hands on provincial jurisdictions because you created the crisis with Donald Trump. Justin Trudeau has created a crisis that he thinks he can solve by co-opting his political opponents, by co-opting provincial governments, by co-opting faux conservatives like Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario, who's always been in Justin Trudeau's pocket every time.
Qu'on va prendre, on a été tous unanimement d'accord. Any comments in English on that one?
Oh, I'm good.
Come on, get busy and sell this fish. Fresh fish! Fresh fish! Fresh fish!
I'm good. Thank you.
Fresh fish!
The Premier of Ontario, who's always been in Justin Trudeau's pocket every time Justin Trudeau needs him for a major announcement, for a major policy decision. I'm sick and tired of Doug Ford. Danielle Smith will be meeting with Donald Trump on Monday. I think we're going to get this resolved because Poilievre and Smith are very close. I think Smith will be able to say, we're going to have an election in Canada very, very shortly. We're going to have a new government. We're going to have a legitimate government. We're going to have a government that's actually supported by the majority of Canadians. And just bide your time for a couple of weeks, for a month.